10 live wires will be given a unique opportunity to share their creativity with the world and become the next top live wire. I'm your host, Heather Boyd, and this is Live Wires for the Win Season 5. 6 weeks of wire art challenges, countdown to one winner of the grand prize of a $100 gift certificate for my Etsy shop, the Top Live Wire 2026 trophy, and $200 in wire and tools from Beadalon. Your judges are wire artist Heather Boyd and multimedia artist and author Patricia Srigley. Hello, Live Wires. Heather Boyd Wire here, and welcome to week 3 of season 5 of Live Wires for the Win. Welcome back, Patricia.
Hello.
Hello, judge and artist extraordinaire. I'm always so happy to see you and bounce off ideas about these beautiful works of art. Yeah, we had some great ones this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So without further ado, we are going to get started with this week's creations. And this week's theme was Play It by Ear. And as always, this theme can be interpreted in any way that the participants like. It's a musical theme, but it could have been interpreted in any kind of way. And I love the creativity this week. So let's get started and have a look at everybody's work. First, we have Christine, and Christine writes, this ear cuff has swirled colored wires to show sound waves entering the ear. The treble clef is to show the sound as music. This cuff started out with just copper and black wires, then I had to make another with color. I will start with Christine's work. I thought this one was really cool. I love the colored wire, and the wires twisted together makes it look really nice and solid. I actually didn't realize right away that it was an ear cuff, so it's nice that she explained that in her description. I can imagine it on the ear. It would be nice to see a picture of it on the ear, but I can imagine with the loop going around, and I like the contrast of the black wire with the colored wire as well. And then with the little frayed wires at the top, it definitely looks like a sound waves. So it's a beautiful piece, nice with a little pop of color and very well made, nice and solid. And Patricia, what did you think of Christine's work?
Yeah, I noted some of the same things you did. I really liked how beautifully the treble clef was formed and the black solidity of it, which contrasted really nicely with the colored section. And I felt the color really represented musicality somehow, all those colors. And the ear cuff, it's a great idea. I didn't even know what these things were called, but now I do. Yeah, so really beautifully made. Well done.
Great job, Christine. Next, we have Melissa, and Melissa writes, my first thoughts when I heard this week's theme of Play It by Ear led me to a session of brainstorming and sketching. I started working on the upright bass first, and that alone was going to be my submission. But when I finished it, it didn't seem like enough, so I made the piano, clarinet, and music stand. I hope this offering evokes feelings of anticipation like you might have when sitting in the theater waiting for the concert to begin. Patricia, what did you think of Melissa's piece?
Like she said in her write-up, I felt, especially in this picture, the empty whiteness and then the musical instruments waiting for someone to come and play them. So I felt like it was, a prelude to a musical concert, just waiting. And I really liked her sketchy lines. They're so nice and loose, but they're also accurate. You know it's a piano, it's a music stand. Those were actually my two favorite pieces, the piano and the music stand. I loved how the piano was so simply done, but it reads as a piano and the nice looseness of the lines. Yeah, so really pretty.
The piano is spectacular. That was Mimi's favorite piece amongst all the submissions. She really loved that piano. It's great the way it stands. She did send some other photos, so let's have a little peek. That's the whole set. And then we have a close-up of the piano that really shows it quite nicely. Beautiful, whimsical lines. They really evoke music the way they're done with the little swirls. Great that it stands up so well. We're going to go through with the standing bass. That's a really cool design. Actually, these ones are very Calder-ish as well, which seems to be a theme with Melissa's work. Nice, loose, whimsical lines. And this one stands up too. It looks great. I like the little loops in her standing bass just to give it a little extra detail. Let's go through. Here's a nice view of it as well. Very tricky to make things three-dimensional, but she succeeded quite well with that. And go back, and there's all her sketches with the different instruments. And it's always fun to see people's behind the scenes and their sketches. I agree. I liked her little add-on about the anticipation of what is going to play in the concert. I thought that was a really nice little detail to add into her description. The descriptions always give it a little bit extra so we can look at the work in a slightly different way. And the music stand is great, stands up really well. Altogether, I think it's a really fun piece. The piano could stand on its own, and the bass could stand on its own, and even the music stand with a single instrument as well. So there's a lot going on in this piece. I think it's a really fun one. Great job, Melissa. Next, we have Mustafa, and Mustafa writes, Throwing Caution to the Wind, a musical improvisation dice game for play it by ear. I created a pair of wire sculpted dice that turn improvisation into a musical game. Each face features a hand-formed wire symbol with its own meaning. The heart symbolizes freedom. When rolled, you can sing whatever your heart chooses. The musical notes act as prompts. Whichever note appears determines the pitch you must sing in. You can only use one die for an easier challenge or both dice for a more complex, unpredictable musical task. This piece blends sculpture, chants, and creativity, inviting you to literally play it by ear. I had a lot of fun creating this sculpture, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. So I'm going to start with Mustafa. Mustafa sent a few different pictures, so let's scroll through a wee bit. We've got these nice dramatic pictures with the vignette, and he sent a little video, which is fun. So let's just watch him roll the dice. Nice sound, eh? I like that hollow sound. These are really solid. You could tell by the sound. And here's to scale. You could see him holding the pieces with all the symbols, and another one there as well. So all the faces seem to have different musical type symbols on them. There's a heart, there's a spiral. I thought it was very unique. I really liked that he thought outside the box, literally, with this challenge. It's fun to have functional art. And he made a game out of it. It's a pretty niche game, I would think. I don't think I'd be able to sing on pitch, but I love the concept. I think it's a really cool concept. And it's nice that he's used the different colors of wire to differentiate. And we could see the different symbols and very, very solid. It's not easy making a three-dimensional piece that's solid, especially not solid enough to roll as a dice. So I thought it was really unique. As always, Mustafa has written a lovely write-up about it to really explain his thought process and the idea behind the piece, the concept. So I thought he did a really nice job. And Patricia, what did you think of Mustafa's work?
Yeah, again, he thinks about these so deeply and it's impressive and he's come up with something really unique. And he's invented a game, and if you had a bunch of musicians waiting to play in a symphony, they could play this dice game. The symbols being colored really makes them stand out and they're easy to see. The cubes look strong as well as being strong, so you know that they're able to be used. Yeah, so I was very impressed with this unique idea. Well done.
Good job, Mustafa. Next, we have Evelyn, and Evelyn writes, Playing by ear is such a great concept, either in relation to music or living life. By the seat of my pants and playing by ear can mean without plans, go with the flow. So I decided to play some music close to my ears and see what happens. Hope you enjoy my submission. Wearable art made from various gauges of copper and silver wire. Really enjoy the mental stretching doing these challenges. Here we have her sketching out the idea. Oh, the little pair of treble clef earrings there.
Mm.
Very nice. And we're going to go through, and you could see the different tones of wire. It looks like she's flattened some of the wire. There's some more chunky wire to make the loops around the neck. It's a really cool design for a necklace. There's a close-up to show you the treble clef and the spiral notes. And I'm going to go back to one of the main pictures. Go back to this one with a good contrast. And Patricia, what did you think of Evelyn's piece?
Yeah, oh, this was a really cool, nice big necklace. And I felt it really captured the essence of music. The chain is so beautifully formed. I really liked these zigzaggy parts. They reminded me of music like drums or a heartbeat, because a heartbeat is like a drum. It's nice that the silver stands out for the treble clef and music notes on top of the copper, so it makes them stand out. And I really liked the coiled aspect of the music notes. That was a really cute touch. So yeah, just a beautiful piece. And I think again, musicians would want to wear this.
I agree with you for sure. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about the heartbeat, but you're right. Those zigzags kind of remind one of a heartbeat. I was thinking I do a lot of video editing, and it reminds me of the sound levels when you're editing
Yeah.
videos. So it's definitely speaks to me in that way. And I love her treble clef in the note. Well, the treble clef looks like it's a little bit more of a chunky kind of flattened wire. And then the spirals, of course, add a lot of dynamism and solidity to the piece. And that little touch of having the chain around the neck being a little bit different as well. And I love that she just went with the flow with it. What a great idea just to have your wire in front of you, put on some music, and just go with the flow and responding to the music and how it makes you feel. And I thought it was a really interesting concept and totally fitting with the theme. Great job, Evelyn. Next, we have Julie, and Julie writes, I've always wanted to learn how to play the pipe organ, so I challenged myself this week to make one. This is definitely one of the trickier projects I've made. I really love this piece. And actually, this was a big winner. Mimi and Mark both really love this one as well. I love the simplicity of the design in that it's a single instrument and she's really focused on adding the details into this one instrument and an unusual instrument. It's not every day that you see a pipe organ made out of wire. So I thought that was a really cool challenge and it's an instrument that really is close to her heart. I love the coils for the pipes. You can really tell that the music could just come out of those pipes, and then the weaving is beautifully done. The weaving in the back here, nice and regular, and then she's got the coil here, and then it looks like she's flattened these pieces here for the keys, and it stands well, just simply with a little rectangle of wire to make it stand. And she has added some more pictures in here. Let's have a look through. So here's a close-up that really shows the coil and the flattened keys and the weaving really nicely done. And let's go through and see a different angle with the scale with the pliers in the back and standing, and then a nice close-up view of the weave as well. So it's the craftsmanship is really lovely and really well done. Beautiful job. It looks great. And Patricia, what did you think of Julie's
Oh,
piece?
I was so impressed. A pipe organ is visually a really beautiful instrument, and she's, made a nice, small, very solid piece. And those coiled pipes are just so attractive. They look like little sea creatures almost. I was again also very impressed by the keys. All her work is so regularly and exactly put together. Yeah, I was just amazed. And the keys being silver really makes them read as keys as well. Just
Yeah.
such beautiful finesse.
Great job, Julie. Next, we have Sharon, and Sharon writes, Play it by ear is right. I've got a tune flowing through my hair and coming out my mouth. This is how the 18 gauge continuous copper wire wall hanging feels about itself and its 28 gauge silver eardrums. It especially loves its green eyes and heart-shaped red lips. Perfect to hang on a hook using the spiral treble clef, or you can just play it by ear and enjoy life's tune. Patricia, what did you think of Sharon's work?
Oh, I love this piece. I love the face. And again, it's quite like Calder. I liked the humor in it too. Like the ears are exaggerated for lots of room for music to flow in. And the fact that the music's coming out of the mouth, it's just so cute and funny. She made the eyeballs nice and dense and the lips as well. So they show up really well. And then the hair being a darker color and nice curls like waves or almost music notes. I just was so impressed by this piece.
So here's another view of the work. We're just going to go through, and here's in progress. Looks like she has a couple faces. Maybe she did a couple of tries first.
Mhm.
And then this one where you could really see the contrast of the wire with the drums and the mouth, and then with the addition of the treble clef at the top. I love the hair, how it looked like almost like a staff with the new notes on top. There's only 4 lines. Actually, Mark was pointing that out. There should be 5 lines, but it reads as a staff. So you could definitely read it as a staff with the music. And the eyes are super funky with the, it looks like green or blue on there. And then the mouth singing with the notes coming out is really cool. And I found the ear drums to be hilarious. I love those with it, just the idea of an ear drum and their literal drums. Those are super cool. I love Sharon's sense of humor. I love her explanation of the work. And it's a really fun, whimsical piece. Great job, Sharon. Next, we have Wendy, and Wendy writes, this week's theme is play it by ear, and that's what I kind of did. My very first time making an ear cuff. I made it with silver wire and embellished it with music symbols out of gold wire. I did sketch an ear, but I also played it by ear as I designed and added the dangles with charms. I hope you like it. I thought this one was really lovely, and the concept of the ear cuff really works with the theme as well. And the way she did it, it's quite delicate, but yet it sits on her ear. You could tell that it's going to stay there, like it's well made. It's practical as a ear cuff. It's a little fancy. My hair would get stuck in those chains, but as a wearable art piece, it's beautiful. It's really fun. She's got the dangling notes. She has a nice variety. She's done some weaving and some spirals and some chains. She's made her own chains to dangle the notes there. And having the treble clef in gold makes it really pop out and stand out. I know a lot of people make those little elfish ear cuffs, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of that, but just a little more sophisticated with the music and notes on it as well. So yeah, I thought this one was really fun. I enjoyed it. And Patricia, what did you think of Wendy's work?
Yeah, again, beautifully made. I like that it's just gold and silver, so it really reads as jewelry. It's sparkly, and especially with the long dangly music notes, like dangling earrings, and it's just so decorative and beautifully made. And the treble clef with the coiling is thicker and really stands out. And it would look so beautiful, especially if you wore your hair back, like in a bun or something. This is a great idea.
So there you can see the notes are dangling down, and there's a little close-up of her holding it, so you could see it quite well there. Great job, Wendy. So thank you to all the viewers for leaving such great feedback for the participants and for voting for your favorite creation this week. The winner of the viewer's choice this week was Mustafa.
Yay.
Congratulations, Mustafa, for being the viewer's choice this week. Now comes the fun part where we get to choose our favorites, to choose the top live wire for episode 3 of season 5 of Live Wires for the Win. Patricia, can you give me your top 3 creations this week?
If I must, because there were 7 top pieces this week,
I know.
and Heather's making me pick 3.
Mean Heather.
They were all great. My top 3 are Mustafa, Sharon, and Julie.
And my top 3 choices for my favorite creations this week were Julie, Mustafa, and Evelyn. So we've tabulated our scores, and the winner of this week's challenge and the top live wire for week 3 is Mustafa.
Again.
Congratulations,
Yay.
Mustafa, on being the top live wire this week. But now comes the hard part where we have to choose 2 people that will not be returning next week. But it's not goodbye because this year we have the wild card challenge. And I was actually looking through the wild card challenges from last year, and we had 5 people stay in the running after being eliminated, and we had to choose one to be in the finale. So, you guys, it's not goodbye. You have a big chance to get back in for the finale. All you have to do is keep submitting your work for the challenges. We will choose someone who will be back in for the finale. The 2 people who are eligible for the wild card this week, but unfortunately will not be back on the show next week, are Melissa and Christine. Thank you, ladies, so much for sharing your beautiful creations up till now. And we really hope you're going to keep submitting work so we could see who is going to be the wild card for the finale this year. So we had one wild card submission this week from Amy C. She created a boombox out of wire. Thank you, Amy, so much for submitting your work for the wild card. Continue to share your work to be eligible to be considered for the finale. And thank you, everybody, for your amazing participation in Live Wires for the Win. Thank you to all the viewers for your great feedback. I'm going to link up in the description a document where you can see all the work so far and read all the great feedback from the viewers. Thank you, Patricia, so much for
Thank
being a
you.
judge each week. Next week, you'll be back in Montreal, but I think we'll just do it on Zoom. This is a great format.
It works. Yeah.
Yeah, it works to look at all the work. And I cannot wait to see what's coming next week. You guys stay tuned. You can vote for your favorites on Mondays, and the episodes always air on Wednesdays at noon. Join the Facebook group for all kinds of updates and to see photos. Have fun with the next challenges, and we will see you guys the next time. Bye.